What are the results of aligning ourselves with the truth of God's existence? We might ask, if there's a God and He has given to us the truth about reality in the Bible, what difference does it make to my life? Hello, I'm Jim LaBerge. Welcome to this third installment concerning the topic of Revelation. In this video, I'm going to briefly summarize how the Bible answers the most important questions of life and how aligning ourselves with those truths is the basis for a life that's abundant and joyful, in short, a life that's truly beautiful. We've identified the serious questions of life as those which regard identity, meaning, purpose, morality, origins, and destiny. The personal view of reality, as presented through special revelation in the Bible, has vastly different explanations of life and meaning. First, we have an answer to the question of origins. The Bible opens with the affirmation, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And through each stage of creation, we note that it was good. At the summation of all God's creative activities, we find the pronouncement, it was very good. All that exists came into being as the direct creative effort of God. And this includes humanity. On the sixth day of the creation week, God declared, let us make man in our own image and our own likeness. So God created them, male and female. In a similar statement in the Gospel of John, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God, and all things came into being through Him. These two passages both affirm that everything owes its existence to a personal Creator. And further, from these two passages, we note that there's a plurality in God. The Bible presents God as one who exists in three persons, Father, Son, and Spirit. The significance of this cannot be overemphasized. This means that all those aspects that we associate with personhood are intrinsic to what has always been. The Father, the Son, and Spirit have shared love and communication with each other from all eternity. God did not create humanity because He was lonely. This is the basis for understanding human identity. Each member of the human race has intrinsic value, not because they're smart, beautiful, talented, or rich, but because each one of us is made in the image of God. When God breathed the breath of life into Adam, he became a living soul. Something of God's own personhood was placed in Adam. We can understand this concept of personhood to refer to one who's rational, emotional, and volitional. It's the personhood of a human being as one who thinks, feels, and acts. This is who we are, not biologically determined, socially conditioned automatons whose value is based upon utilitarian criteria, but personal image bearers of the creative God. Our understanding of the meaning of life and our purpose as image bearers must be framed in the context of our relationship to the Creator. And since this relationship with God is the substance of the entire Bible, I'm going to cite just one aspect of that relationship to focus on. And that's the concept of living in God's presence in the beauty of obedient love. The Bible says that God is love and that God has first loved us. In fact, we love God because He loved us first. Loving God and each other is the very heart of what life is all about. And this brings us to the issue of morality. In the personal view of reality, the subject of right and wrong makes sense because there is a true lawgiver. Moral law exists. And it exists because God is there. God's character becomes the basis for all moral truth. The Bible continually affirms that God is holy. Now, this holiness concept refers, at least in part, to the perfection of God's being. God can't change because His character can't be improved in any way. He is the ultimate expression of the perfect person. Right and wrong are defined in relationship to His character. What is right is that which conforms to His character. What is wrong is that which is in conflict with His character. In the beginning, our parents, Adam and Eve, functioned in perfect harmony with the character of God. They dwelt in an arboreal paradise in the presence of God and enjoyed perfect relationships with each other and with God. God gave them one prohibition. Do not eat of the tree of good and evil, of the knowledge of good and evil. For the day you eat of it, you'll surely die. When our parents disobeyed God, the fabric of reality shifted. Instead of enjoying life in complete harmony with God and with each other, they became distorted. They became bent. Their relationship with God was broken. Their relationship with each other was fractured. Even their own self-concept was marred. As a consequence, God pronounced a judgment upon creation itself, and our parents were cast out of paradise. And since that moment, the human experience has been one tainted by the adverse, pervasive effects of evil. When sin entered the world, it brought with it disease, sickness, death. It brought greed, malice, cruelty, racism, and selfishness. The very relationships that humanity was created to enjoy were fractured. The relationship with our Creator and fellow human beings was broken by sin. Now, the revelation of God in the Bible is the story of God responding to the fallen condition of humanity and making a way to restore it. The Bible reveals the good news that God has determined to cleanse, heal, forgive, and restore humanity through the redemptive work of His Son, Jesus Christ. And it's learning how to understand and apply the truths of God's redemptive work toward humanity that we're going to work toward in this study. I hope you'll join with me in this wonderful process of learning and discovery. Thank you so much.